Hello there, fellow summoners, Mad Dog HT here, and I have another Alliance War video. This is Node 24. This is a little bit late, trying to get some footage and stuff uploaded before this next season ends, but this is from Season 19. This is with Flow, Iron Man Infinity War. This has the E.M.P node, along with Burden of Might, and Rolling Thunder. So, for generally when I take this node, I don't take it all the time, but usually I have Thing on my team. Thing is immune to shock, so E.M.P goes out the window, which is really nice. And Burden of Might, basically, when you have a buff up and then that expires, you lose power. So generally not detrimental to Thing, but you'll see in a later fight of how it impacted the fight. And Rolling Thunder, yeah, just don't get hit by a special and you'll be fine. So this first fight is against Iron Man Infinity War. He is a flow defender, so he's gonna get that power gain when you crit. You can turn it off by getting a well-timed block parry in. And basically my strategy with Thing on this node is to parry as much as possible to build up my rock stacks and the furies as fast as possible. I have the Human Torch synergy, so when I get to 20 rock stacks, when I get another parry in or whatnot, it automatically converts that. So you can see I get to 60 furies really quick, which is an extra, for my rank 5, that's an extra 4,400 plus attack, which is pretty awesome. So I try to do a lot of parry stuns and hit just while under the stun. I have the utility mastery Petrify maxed out, so this reduces the power gain that the defender gets while under the stun by 30%, and that helps quite significantly. And then here I'll get him to the last 15%, and basically I'm going to try to be baiting out heavies and hitting him with my own heavies after I bait his, because if you do any basic attacks, he can auto block you, which would be bad. So it's going pretty well. I don't really have to worry about the Burden of Might taking off my power, just because my basic attacks do a lot of damage. So there I get the Iron Man Infinity War down. And then here is Clairvoyant, Black Widow Clairvoyant. Gonna bring Thing again on this attempt. And this again is a flow war. So you just need to be careful with her power gains, particularly the fact that she's gonna be in bleed stance and be throwing L1s, and she's gonna be getting that extra power gain. So just be ready for that. And you can just see it's just like L1 after L1, but soon enough she's going to get to 20 charges there. She's at 20 charges. So her power gain is going to be not as significant going on out. And yeah, so you can just see, like, try to parry as much as possible, because you get 5 rock stacks per parry. And then normally you'd have to let those expire and then rebuild them up. But again, with the Human Torch synergy, you just continue to convert those into furies. And plus, with the bleeds that she's putting on me, she's taking off some of those rock stacks and converting them, which gets converted into furies. So almost to the max of 60. I haven't thrown any specials, just because I've been dexing so many of her specials, and when I hit her with I think it's like a medium or whatnot, it will nullify my buff even though I'm hitting her. So it's hard to get any power on this fight, but really it doesn't matter, just because Thing, once he gets fully ramped up with all those furies, he's just hitting super hard. You can see that, and take a little bit of chip damage here and there, but not too bad. Get the solo on Clairvoyant. And now this next one, we got a Ultron. this Ultron is on a stubborn node. So he is a defensive champ, so every time you evade, he's going to get that indestructible up, which is really fine for this fight because with Thing, I'm going to be wanting to parry as much as possible to build up those rock stacks. You get a little bit of power, and then with the stubborn, because Thing is also a stubborn defender, I get those perfect block chance passives. You get a max of 2, and you can just see like I'm trying to block as much as possible so that I don't have to dex, particularly on the specials, and that way I can build more power. And with those perfect block chances, you know, I'm getting nearly all perfect blocks or very, very reduced damage. And yeah, so I don't think I evaded anything, and he's down. I'm still at like 100%, 99 point something percent, and that took 38 hits. It was pretty quick. So yeah, that Ultron fight wasn't too bad. Now here is Warlock. So this is the first time that I've seen Warlock on this node, and I wasn't ready for the interaction that happens with Burden of Might. And I'll give you a little spoiler alert. I die at the very end. I fail. This is the first time that I failed on this node, and it's quite unfortunate. Warlock, he was pretty stingy with the specials being thrown, and it kind of messed me up. So here I'm just trying to build as much rock stacks as possible, as quick as possible. Trying to do most of my hits under the stun, which is going to minimize his power gain because I have the Petrify Mastery maxed out. I block that, but you can see every time that I get a dex, which is here and there, when that dex falls off because of Burden of Might, I get power drained, which means because Warlock is awakened, whenever I am power drained, whether it's him doing it or whether it's a node doing it, I degen. So I'm slowly taking degen here. And so I finally noticed that, and I'm like, crap, I need to play a little better, not get hit like that for sure. I need to make sure I don't dex like that, because when I take it off, he is going to power drain me, or the node's going to power drain me, and then I'm going to degen. And this guy didn't want to throw a special too, so I'm in here just like in the corners, just hoping that there I opened up, he threw a special too. I really thought I was going to die there and get L3'd, but I get out of the corner. But you can just see like every time I get rid of some type of buff, whether it's the crit, whether it was the buffs that you get from throwing a special with 15 plus rock stacks, you get that degen. So he's at 20%, and I think, you know, because I built up to 20 rock stacks, I'm like, dude, I'll just L2 this guy with 20 rock stacks, I'll get the stun, I'll get all my buffs, and then I'll just wail on him while he's stunned. Well, I totally overlooked the ability accuracy reduction that you get when you have infection on you, and I wasn't able to get the stun, and therefore I pushed into L3 and he killed me. So that really sucked. Now that I know that, if I'm ever in that situation again, I'm definitely going to make sure that either that L2 finishes him, or I just parry and wait out until the infection wears off and then do that. Kind of unfortunate, but you know, sometimes you gotta learn the hard way to not make that mistake ever again. So here we got a Void, and this is also a stubborn. This is the last one that I did in the season on this node, and I'm boosting up big because I'm taking a whole bunch of fights after this on my path all at once. And you know, Void is kind of a pain in the butt sometimes, particularly with, you know, the stubborn node and whatnot. So, but I'm just gonna play it really slow and steady. That works in Thing's favor with building up his rock stacks and his furies, and just gonna get this dude down. And so it also does help that this guy does have suicides, and so I'm just gonna try to block anything and everything possible. And here I was waiting to get close to that timer to where when it rolled over, I could get into a combo to roll over to that 10th hit. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna lay off, and here he throws his L1, I block it, I block the thing, and then I get into it. So I had that debuff on me just for a little bit, which wasn't too bad. But you can see like I'm getting perfect blocks, and I get hit there trying to release my block early, but not a problem. Get to the 10 combo again, and I'm just wailing on this dude and play a little safe, back off, and boom, he's dead. So not too bad. I was max boosted for the rest of that line, but he's down. That's all my wars for this fight for this season. I'm gonna have a bunch more for season 20 coming up. Thanks for watching.